I try to uplift, inspire everyone I meet, everywhere I go with my voice. And words matter. And I tell people all the time that when you state it, you create it. Speak hope, speak love, and speak life. That's my brand. I'm never going to tear anybody down. I'm always going to lift you up. Your mind is a pearl. You can change the world. You have everything you need to be someone. You have everything you need to succeed. You have your mind, you have your ability, you have your talent, and you have time.
Well, welcome back to another episode of Impact Through Voice. I'm your host, Lisa Hugo, and today I'm joined by an inspirational guest. He's an author, he's a speaker, he's a chess player, he's a rapper. Most importantly, he's working with young people across the US and across the globe to help them to make better decisions and ultimately to be someone. So welcome, Orrin Hudson.
Thank you. Be someone. You know, the moves you make determine the road you take. I'm committed to teaching young people that every move you make matters. Everything you do take you closer to your goals. My message is heads up, hands up, grades up, and the big one, never give up.
That's fantastic. I think we've got a lot to talk about, and I've been really looking forward to this conversation for the last few weeks. So you reached out to me about 3 weeks ago and you said, I'd love to be on your podcast. And I'm going to be honest, I had no idea who Orrin Hudson was at that point. So you sent me some links and I did some research as well. And I can say I've probably been binge listening to you over the last week or so. So I've got to know a lot more about you. And I found it really inspiring who you are, what you're doing, your energy, your passion, and your positivity. So yeah, I want to know more about how this started for you and your journey. And are you always so positive?
Well, I love people. I love helping people. I love making an impact. I don't focus on income. I focus on impact. And I started my program because 7 people were shot in a robbery for $2,000. And I said to myself, bad things continue to happen when concerned people fail to make boss moves. I made a boss move and started Besomeone to teach young people to put brains before bullets, to think it out, don't shoot it out. The only way to fight is to use your head.
Right. Amazing. And so you're only working with young people, and what kind of young people are these?
I'm working with young people, but I also work with parents. I do parent workshops because I think a lot of the problems we have starts with the parents. So we do parent workshops. My age range is from 8 to 88. I work with all types of people, just trying to teach people how to move with love. When you move with love, you will always reach your destination because God is love.
Oh, that is so true. But we lose sight so much, so many of us lose sight along the way. And I think that's so great to bring that home, and also particularly to the new generations, because I think we've lost a lot of the importance of these messages.
Yeah, what you sincerely desire for others will happen for you. And a lot of people don't understand the paradox of life. They think if I give, I lose. No, if you give, you win. What you do for the least of these, you're doing to God. So just heal people with kindness, move with love, empathy, passion. Just love people because I get a kick out of adding value to people.
Being authentic, being real.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
I,
authentic is key. Is it being authentic is 4,000 times stronger than love. If you true to yourself and you true to others, you win every time.
so good. I can see you've got a chessboard all over the wall behind you. Tell us about how you use chess as a way of helping people to make better decisions. So connecting that to life's lessons.
Well, I was a gang member in my teens, and a white teacher in an all-black high school pulled me to the side and said, "Listen," he said, "I'm gonna teach you how to think for yourself." What do you mean? He said, "I'm gonna teach you chess." I said, "No, no, no, I'm a checker guru." He said, "Checkers, you use a hand for the board." He said, "Chess, you use in every single square on the board." He said, "Checkers are all men." He said, "Chess, the female, is the most powerful piece on the board." I said to him, "Let's get on with the class." And so James Edge taught me chess, and I'm living my dream because chess teaches you to think, and he taught me how to think for myself. Because at the time I was following a fault. I'm in this game, and they said, "Do this, you do it. Breaking this, do it. Do this," and I was following the follower. Some people call it following a fool. And he said, "I'm gonna teach you how to think for yourself because the moves you make determine the role you take."
Wow. One of the reasons I really wanted to have you on the podcast was, if you know, our podcast is mostly about making an impact through voice. So what we're doing is we're inspiring people, first educating people on how to be better speakers, how to use their voices more effectively, and then inspiring them to go out and make a change either in their own lives by using their voice more effectively, being better communicators, or taking it that step further and making a difference in other people's lives through whatever your main passion and interest is, that you can go out and you can make a difference. And so from that perspective, I was very excited about having you on the show today, because I see that's what you're doing.
Yeah, I've talked to people a lot, and they go, "Man, you made my day. You really made me." Yeah, and that's what I do. I try to uplift, inspire everyone I meet, everywhere I go with my voice. And words matter. And I tell people all the time that when you state it, you create it. Speak hope, speak love, and speak life. That's my brand. I'm never going to tear anybody down. I'm always going to lift you up. Your mind is a pearl. You can change the world. You have everything you need to be someone. You have everything you need to succeed. You have your mind, you have your ability, you have your talents, and you have time.
It's not just young people who need this message. I think
Right.
the
That's why I
whole
say
world
eight. That's why I
needs,
said 8 to 88.
the whole world needs this
8 to 88 is my bracket. 8 to 88.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everybody who I work with can utilize the message that they're hearing from you today.
Yeah, words are powerful. In the beginning was the word was God, and the word was with God. So we got to use our words to uplift, inspire, and motivate people, and realize that we all are one. And we're interconnected, and I can't win unless you win, and it's not over until you win. So always think win win win. We want to all win across the board because we all are one, and what you sincerely desire for others will happen for you.
Beautiful. Take us back to the teacher moment that was helping you. You mentioned you were in a gang. So can you share us a little bit more into that side of things? Because I get the feeling you've grown from something else. You weren't always in this state of mind, positive outlook, or you've been through some challenges and had to work your way through.
Yeah, I come from a large family. It was 13 of us. And it's like you ever seen a pack of sardines, everybody packed into a bed or whatever, because
13.
it's in a three-bedroom apartment
Wow.
housing project. But the bottom line is, James Edge pulled me to the side, taught me how to think for myself, taught me how to make good decisions, how to pause, ponder, pivot, pray, proceed, and prosper. 6 magic words: pause, ponder, pray, pivot, proceed, and prosper. Another 6 magic words: take time to think things through. Don't do the first thing that pops in your head. Your first crack at anything is never your best.
That's so, so true. We actually had that on our podcast last week with another guest saying, if you know that the first attempt is going to suck, get it over with quickly and then move forward.
Yeah, your first move, your first game will be your worst game. I tell my students all the time, "Well, I'm gonna beat you on my first game." I say, "No, you're not gonna beat me on your first game. There's no way." And so your first game will be your worst game, but that's okay. Make it okay to fail, because failure are the stepping stones to success. You need those stepping stones.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, I'm the king of failure. I've lost more chess games than anybody alive. I brag about that because the failure are the stepping stone, and it makes you the more you fail, the stronger you get. The more you fail, the stronger you get. Failure is weakness leaving the body. The more you fail, the stronger you get.
Yeah. I want to continue on this journey though of, so you've been singled out, you've been taught how to play the chessboard. Why were you singled out? Was everybody
Well,
taught, or were you a unique?
Well, I gravitated to it more than a lot of other people did. Now I wasn't the only one in the class, but I fell in love with it because when he told me the queen was 7 times more powerful than the king, I said, let's get on with the class. But not only did he play the female card on me, but he played the female card from the bottom of the deck.
If there was a specific move that you would use on the chessboard, I mean, could you give us an example of something which can now give us that connection to life? I'm not a big chess player. I think I've dabbled in it a little bit. I've got 2 kids. When they were younger, they enjoyed to play a bit of chess, and I think they taught me more than I had ever known before.
The knight move signifies life because success oftentimes is not in a straight line. Okay, for an example, let's say from here to here success. Well, you'll go up, you'll go down, you'll go up. Maybe, and the night goes up and then down and up. So 1, 2 turns. So in life, you got to realize that success is not a straight line. You gonna fail. You gonna get off track. You will have some speed bump, but you got to be mindful. You got to be persistent. You got to stay with it. You got to persist until you win. You got to persist until you succeed. And the knight moves up and over. It's not a straight line. And so a lot of times in life, see, the knight can do something even the queen can't do. The queen can only move in a straight line. But some of your goals that you have to achieve is not in a straight line. And so you need different tools in your toolbox to reach your goals. And the knight is the only piece on the board that can leap over all the other pieces.
Yeah, that's really powerful. And it is so true. I mean, we don't go in a straight line to success. You are always going to have dips and failures and learning curves and backward falls and until you get back up again, and you might jump higher and then you're going to dip again.
Yeah, you got to be flexible. You got to persist. You got to be able to adapt and overcome and improvise. You got to adapt, improvise, overcome because, you know, things are a moving target. Chess is a moving target. Life is a moving target. So there's a lot of moving targets, and you got to be able to hit the moving target. And it is a struggle. That's why Steve Jobs said you got to love what you do, because if you don't love what you do, a reasonable person will give up. But if you love it, you keep going. And when you persist, you will win if you stay with it.
Yeah, that's really valuable advice. Yeah. You have worked with Les Brown.
Les Brown and I shared the stage together many times. He's my personal friend. Been to probably at least 10 events with him that we flew there, drove there, whatever. Yeah. So I'm always doing stuff with Les Brown. He's my mentor.
I had the opportunity to meet him and work with him when he was in Dubai a few years ago. And then after that, we were working together a bit through presentation coaching programs. And so did he work with you on helping you to find your voice at all, or give you tips?
Yes, he helps me all the time. We go back and forth on some things. And so I thank God for Les Brown. He's a grandfather. And, I'm impressed. Les Brown is 78 years old. He has a birthday coming up in 12 days. His birthday was the 17th. So he'll be 79. So right now he's 78 years old. So to be 78 years old and still doing what he's doing is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yeah, when he was out here, his daughter was on the stage with him as well, and she was also, I mean, obviously comes down the line. She's learned from the best.
Who do you know that can hire me to do something in Dubai? I got my life-size chessboard. I can show people how to team build and how to make the next move the best move, but more importantly, how to navigate through the complexities of life. There's a lot of complexities out there, and you got to be able to navigate through those complexities. And you got to say, you know what? It's just true. It's just honest. It's just the best move I can make. Make your next move your best.
Yeah, I've got some people I could connect you with, so we can hook that up afterwards and see what comes out of it. Be great to have you here.
I think I bring a set of skills to the table that nobody is doing. I'm using chess as a metaphor to teach people how to problem solve, how to think things through, and how to just recognize patterns. Pattern recognition is the key to success in all fields. Once you know the pattern, you can plan. you can prepare, you can position, you can predict, you can pivot. Sometimes you got to pivot. You got, when the COVID came, you had to pivot. And so
Mm,
if you can't pivot, you're going to fail.
yeah. Yeah, I had to significantly pivot, and so many people, lost everything because they were not in a position to be able to pivot.
Right. At
And
one point, Sears was number one in the world in retail, number one. And Sears is not number one anymore. Sears has filed bankruptcy.
I want to know a bit more about your organization. So you've got the website, besomeone.org. Is that right?
Yeah, be someone. We're committed to teaching young people how to win, how to be a giver, not a taker. My main message is be a giver, serve people, because what you give comes back multiplied. The good you do comes back multiplied to you. We use the game of chess to teach them that moves matter and that it didn't matter who you are, it didn't matter where you come from. If you make good moves, you get good results. Nature is neutral.
How many employees do you have?
I have about, let's see, I got Jay, I got we got about 3 people that's helping us. We want to expand more. And so we're kind of shorthanded right now, but the money is low. So we're trying to raise money. My
Right.
speaking engagement, I want people to hire me to come in and speak. Any
Okay.
kind of way we can raise money. I'm not asking for a handout. I'm asking you to support the efforts we're doing to
Yeah.
helping the children because we want to teach children to be productive citizens and be a giver, not a taker.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I was going to ask you is how can we support you? If we've got people listening, I
Well,
want to come and support you. How
I,
can we make
I
that
love
happen
for
for you?
people. I love for people to go to besomeone.org and make a donation. We are committed to teaching children chess and how to make the decision, and also hire me to come in and speak for donations. I do that as well. So any kind of way I can help you, help me. I'm committed to doing that. We just did a 10-week boot camp for children where we get them off the street, teach them how to play chess, but more importantly, how to make good decisions, how to be a good person. Just be someone. I came up with the name Be Someone because Abraham Lincoln, his mother, the last words on the planet to Abraham Lincoln was be someone. And even though Abraham Lincoln had failed many, many times running for public office, Abraham Lincoln took those 2 words, be someone, all the way to the White House. And I'm on a mission to teach people to be someone. There's a song by Tracy Chapman. She said, it's called Fast Car. She said, I had a feeling that I belong. I had a feeling that I could be someone, be someone.
Yeah.
I wrote a song called Be Someone. You
That's it.
can be someone, be someone. Let me hear you say, yeah.
That's great. And can we find those songs that you've written? Because you've got a few more,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Can
You
we
can
find
find my
them
song.
on
Yeah,
iTunes and
I can also send them to you. Yeah, yeah. If you email me, my email is Orrin@besomeone.org. Anyone that makes a donation, I'll be happy to send them my song, a copy of my book. I have a book called One Move at a Time: How to Win at Chess in Life. And I just love teaching people how to navigate through the complexities of life and how to make the next move the best. I
Mm,
tell people all the time, it's not what happens to you, it's what you do next. So your next move should be your best move. And if you do that, you can overcome any adversity. You can overcome, you can adapt, you can adjust, and you can overcome. I posted on Facebook yesterday. I said you can be bitter or you can be better. You can be a victim or you can be a victor. So just choose wisely and focus on the silver lining because no matter what happens to you, there's a silver lining, but you have to look for the silver
mm,
lining and focus on the positive. I
mm.
was talking to a guy the other day. He was arrested for DUI, and the judge made him go to DUI school. And he said, Orrin, I have nothing to be thankful for. I said, yes, you can. Yes, you do. I said, write this down. I said, you graduated from court ordered DUI school.
Tell me, you were a state trooper at one point in your life.
Yeah, I was a state trooper, and I had the badge, the bulletproof vest, the gun, but everybody I stopped, I treated them like the most important person. Here's why. Because that person is me. Yeah, I have you on radar 100. Yes, the judge want me to tow your car. Yes, you gonna put you in jail for a few days. But you know what? I want to do this. I'm gonna put the speed down so that you can just mail this ticket in, save you about $2,000. If I save you $2,000, oh man, thank you. So I just wrote a ticket and he's happy.
Yeah.
Why? You gotta have mercy. You gotta have grace. You gotta treat people like it's you because that person is you. I wrote Barack Obama an open letter and I said, Barack Obama, I'm not my brother's keeper. Being my brother's keeper is inferior. I am my brother.
That's profound.
See, there's sympathy and there's empathy. Empathy is when you see a guy finna jump off a building, you say, sir, I sympathize with you. Don't jump off this building. That's sympathy. Empathy is when you say, sir, I understand your situation. You finna jump off this building. I'll jump with you. Empathy is putting yourself in that person's shoes. You don't know what you would do until you're in that person's shoes. You got to walk 5 miles in my shoes, then you will see where I'm coming from. There was a man in California. He slammed on his brakes. He was in an 18-wheeler. He slammed on the brake. And a guy behind him got out of his car with his gun and finished shoot the 18-wheeler. And he said, don't shoot me. The road has just collapsed. He looked over there. Oh, shoot. He put the gun back up. Once he saw the guy, you got to be in his shoe. He slammed on the brake because the road collapsed. And if he'd kept going, he'd have fell over. So you got to put yourself in that person's shoes. You don't know what you would do until you're in that person's shoes.
If you are engaged to speak at an event and you've got a keynote to speak, you've got to speak for 20, 30, 40 minutes. What's your process to get prepared for that?
Well, I try to find out what the customer wants. I try to do some research, data. I try to make data-driven speaking engagement where I'm getting data and I'm zeroing in on what the customer wants. For an example, they may say they want to do a team building. It's about team building, or it's about critical thinking, or it's about problem solving, or it's about resource management. I show people how to do more with less. I show people how to make good decisions because the opposite of wealth is not poor. The opposite of wealth is mismanagement of resources. Poor is just a reflection of how you manage your resources. People can have money, and let me give you an example. Evander Holyfield was a billionaire. He had millions of dollars. He paid $21 million for his house in Atlanta, here in Atlanta. The $21 million was not the problem. The problem was the upkeep on the house. The upkeep on the house was $1 million a year. And they bankrupted him. You got to count the cost. The Bible says count the cost. He didn't count the upkeep on the $21 million house, took him out because it was $1 million a year, $83,000 a month to upkeep on the house. I went over there to do a chess workshop, and I knew there was trouble because I saw about 1,000 ant beds. The ants was taking over the yard. So when you buy something that big, it costs money to upkeep it. I was having a conversation with Donald Trump. He said, managing resources is important. He said, I bought this yacht, and the yacht almost took me out because the upkeep. You got to hire a skipper. You got to pay a docking fee. He said the number 2 happiest day in his life is when he bought the yacht. That was number 2. The number 1 happiest day in his life is when he sold it. He said the upkeep on that yacht was about to take him out.
So you get to know your audience. You get to know what that client wants. What's your next step?
Get to know what the audience want and kind of give them solutions on how they can do more with less, or how they can team build, or how they can, whatever he wants. Satisfying people is not enough. You got to wow people. You got to over deliver. You got to give people more than they paid for. You got to over deliver, and that's what I do. I'm gonna give you way more. They call me the 4X guy. 4X guy means I'm gonna give you 4 times more value than they give me. I got that from the Pareto principle. The Pareto principle is 80-20. 20% of the things you do produce 80% of results. So 80-20 means 4-1. What I do is I did the Orrin Hudson remix, and I said I'm gonna give people 4 times more value than they give me. The 80-20.
We had Devon Brown on the podcast a few episodes back as well, and he was saying it's his job to protect the event, to give more than anybody else is giving, to make sure that the customer gets everything that they need 100% more than they're expecting. And so a really similar concept and belief that I see there. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta give people more. You gotta over deliver because your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room.
Yes.
And I have a lot of people call me every day through recommendations because I'm straight up. If you come to my office and you ask for a refund on a coat, I don't sell coats, but I'm gonna give you a refund on the coat anyway because my brand, and I gotta protect my brand, so I take care of the customer. So I don't sell coats. When you said that, you were okay. I'll give her this
Yeah.
the brand. You
Yeah.
gotta take you get over deliver, give people value because yeah, will people take advantage of you? Yes, but that's okay. You will win in the end.
Mm. So how does your organization survive? On donations, yes, you say, on going out and doing speaking events.
I sell books. I have a book called One More Time. I sell chessboards. I sell hats, and we playing a game without pieces, so we need more people involved. We'd love to get people to join us. What we're doing has your name on it because we're doing the work. I've trained over 100,000 kids. We've been in the newspaper the other day. So if you Google me right now, you type in 100,000, you'll see me out there helping over 100,000 kids. My goal is 1 million, so I'm 10% there. I got 90% more to go. I got a long way to go. I just want people to know that you can win by making good moves. I believe in good moves. There's a congressman who recently died. His name is John Lewis. He believed in good trouble. I believe in good moves. Here's why. If you make good moves, it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you come from. If you make good moves, you get good results. Nature is neutral.
Is there anything specific that you want to share that you haven't already shared that you really want this podcast to highlight?
I just want people to know that we're playing a game with our pieces. We love you doing our efforts. You can be a part of this change. We want to teach young people how to be a champion, how to be someone, how to be kind, how to be a loving person. Just be a good human being. And you could be a part and you can join forces with us so we can achieve greatness because when we all come together as one, we can achieve the extraordinary.
I think you've shared so much inspiration. I think we just need to be able to now move with this. So if anybody is listening and they want to support you, they can go to besomeone.org. They can leave a donation. If somebody here in the Middle East or anywhere in the world wants to get you across to be an inspiring speaker, all they need to do is reach out to you. What was that email address again?
Orrin at besomeone.org. I have two R's in my name, ORRIN at besomeone.
Yeah.
You can be someone, be someone. You say, yeah.
You know, my whole background is as a singer. I came into speaking training because I was a performer and a singer and a songwriter and traveled the world as a singer-songwriter. So I
Wow.
connect with the music, and I think music connects with people. It connects a message. It's memorable. It's repeatable, and it sinks in.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
music is for the soul. It's good. I mean, it gets people in the mood. And sometimes you can be in a bad mood and your favorite song come on and you can really get in the groove.
So true. Yeah. So, Orrin, absolutely wonderful to have you on the podcast, to hear about your journey. I think there's so much more that we could tap into, but maybe we'll get you into the studio in Dubai sometime when you're visiting.
Yeah, when you get someone to hire me to come over there, I'm gonna come over there with my life-size chessboard. I'm gonna teach people how to play chess. I'm gonna teach people how to wake up winning in life and show them that the moves you make determine the role you take. The more hands you shake, the more money you make. I'm gonna show people how to connect with relationships, how to over deliver, how to maintain, manage, and monitor the relationship because the more hands you shake, the more money you make.
Awesome. Well, if anybody's listening to this and they want to get Orrin across to work with them, or they've got opportunities, then you need to just reach out. Orrin, fantastic to have you on the podcast. Thank you so much for taking the time. I know it's early morning for you, and I really appreciate it. I think you're inspirational. Love what you're doing. And if we can support you more, everybody rally up and let's support the cause.
I appreciate you. Besomeone.org. We have Zelle, we have PayPal, we have Venmo, we Cash App. I don't know if Cash App is over there or not. We're just doing everything we can to kind of teach young people how to be a champion, how to be a giver, not a taker.
Amazing work. Amazing work. Orrin, thank you again. And we'll put all of these links that you've shared with us into the show notes so people can just go and click on that link and do whatever they feel is right for them.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you too. Thank you. Congratulations, you just finished another episode of Impact Through Voice. You're well on your way to making a positive impact in the world with your voice. If you want more, head on over to lisahugo.com/podcast for the show notes and all the links that we mentioned in this episode. And if you've enjoyed this episode, then please do us a favor, subscribe, and also leave us a review. It really does make a difference. Both myself and my team love to read your comments, and it helps inspire future episodes. Hey, we might even read your review on one of our future episodes. So stay tuned. And until next time, keep speaking your truth and making an impact through your voice.